What's up everyone, Alex here. So, Sony had a state of play recently, and I completely missed it, even though I knew it was coming. I've been really busy making videos for you guys over the past week or so, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I've been working on once they're finally ready. But I did hear that this particular state of play is catered to us Japanese game fans. At any rate, let's get right to it, before somebody spoils the surprises. Do wonder what we'll see. Okay.
Hello, viewers. I am Ivy.
2043.
I'd like to share today's dinosaur forecast. A dinosaur outbreak will soon occur.
What? It's like a weather report for like dinosaurs. What's going on here? What?
A vortex warning has been issued. Please remain indoors.
It almost screams like Anthem in a way, design-wise, but with dinosaur. What? What is even happening? What? Oh, Capcom. Why can't you get... I'm like flabbergasted. Why not give us Dino Crisis?
I make a sensitive situation.
What? They're just coming out of that hole.
IBS's latest dinosaur forecasts and exosuit technology were able to keep human casualties to zero.
Yeah. Definitely reminds me of Anthem. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Exosuit development is proceeding under the guidance of the next gen.
I mean, it looks pretty.
Leviathan. Meanwhile,
It's like the dinosaurs are like animated like zombies from like Days Gone. Yeah, it's just ooh. Okay, there's variants right there. All right, because they were just all raptors, so now we have like a T-Rex. Okay, that seems like a cutscene, so pretty early. Ooh. Exoprimal. Okay.
Another exo fighter recruit, right? Welcome to IBS.
All right, next year. Interesting.
State of Play returns with more announcements and updates for your favorite games.
I don't know how I feel about
we just saw
that.
the debut of Exoprimal, a brand new IP from Capcom. It hits PS4 and PS5 next year. Next up, let's get some eye-popping updates for some fan favorites launching soon.
I do admire the fact that Capcom still makes or tries to make new IPs. They're one of the few AAA companies that try to do that. What do you guys think of Ghostwire Tokyo? I'm still not quite sure how it's gonna play. I know it's first person. Okay. It looks great. Visually, it looks stunning. Wow. Ooh. That's strange. Strange. It's really cool though. Like, it seems like they're kind of playing up on, you know, Asian horror and Japanese horror specifically. Nothing creepier than office workers with umbrellas in the middle of rain. Okay. Still on the fence. It is coming out this month. We've covered that in the upcoming games video. This is another game that's coming out this month. You know, I did discover that the multiplayer of Stranger of Paradise is not going to be as limited as other Souls games or even Neo. So I'm actually really excited about that part. Okay, new demo. I need to download that then.
Visit PlayStation Store to download a new demo for Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Now, let's jump into the world of Forspoken with some all-new gameplay.
Okay. I heard this got delayed. So, and this was prior to State of Play.
It is quite beautiful.
Yeah, in a everything here wants to kill you kind of way.
Oh, I hope this is not copyrighted music. I like the animation still. Like, it's... I think the way that the former Final Fantasy 15 team described this game as is like magic parkour. That's really cool. Making mages badass again. Awesome. Okay.
Let's finish this.
It looks great. I mean, you know, it probably needs some optimization because it is an open world game. Okay, October. I'm still looking forward to it.
At the sprawling PS5 adventure
Again,
from Luminous
well, okay.
Productions.
I guess I should
Let's
say
check out
that
some
Square
6v6
Enix
action
is
in
also
Gundam
trying new
Evolution,
IPs.
a fast-paced
Forspoken is one of
multiplayer
them.
shooter coming to PS4 and PS5 later this year.
A Gundam shooter. Okay, this is probably Namco Bandai. Bandai Namco. I don't really know the order, what the importance is. Okay, it's Gundam. At least the music is very cool. Wow. Okay. This is some crazy music. I'm trying to be keenly aware if they're using the music to try to mask something, like that the gameplay is actually a bit slower than what it is, but it seems pretty decent. I'm not exactly like a Gundam fan, so I'm not sure if this is for me. Okay, turtles. Wow. This is quite... I mean, do they have, like, the first Turtles game? The one that's, like, super difficult? Okay. It seems like those, you know, it's mostly like the arcade games and the fighting games. Wait, I thought I just saw the NES one. It went by so fast. The thing went by so fast I couldn't even tell. Destroy all monsters? Or War of the Monsters? Gigabash. Okay.
Kaiju Brawler Gigabash comes to PS4 and PS5 later this year. Next, a fan favorite fighting game makes a beautiful and bizarre return.
What? Not actual gameplay. Okay. I mean, that's JoJo. Like, that kind of shaky text like that, like menacing, has to be JoJo, right? That's Jolene. Yeah. Right on. I've been rewatching JoJo lately. We finished Diamond is Unbreakable after finishing Golden Wind. After finishing, oh man, Stone Ocean. I mean, it looks great aesthetically. Is this the Battle Royale one? I mean, they said it was the Brawler, so I'm guessing it's that. Okay. Is it the Battle Royale game that they released in Japan? I don't know. Okay, that's pretty cool. I might check that out.
Our next two
JoJo's
games will
always
take
good.
you beyond life and death.
No, can't be Fatal Frame. No, it's not. It's not even. Interesting aesthetic, though. Back to Yomi. I'm always a sucker for like 2D style games, so this is really cool looking so far. Wow. That's really impressive. That's cool. I've always hoped for like a 2D action game that had like pretty good, easy to pick up and play kind of depth of gameplay. And there's been a lot since, but I'm hoping this one will kind of continue that trend. Hakio Otsuka, yes. The Japanese Solid Snake. Okay.
Trapped in an endless cycle.
Eternal.
Dying.
Wait a
returning.
minute.
Always the same. Yet
These guys
always
aren't
changing.
Japanese developers, aren't they? Like Housemarque? I thought they were like English, like Western, like in the UK.
Now I stand. before
I'm
the
not
endless
one for
tower,
roguelikes, so this is
climb
I'm not the
as
target
Sisyphus
audience for
did,
this one.
pushing the boulder upward. No matter how high I climb, the challenge begins again.
Okay.
But I fight on through the infinite.
Infinite is right, all right.
Seeking answers. Seeking ascension.
This looks great.
My
I mean,
release is within
Returnal
this
looks
tower,
great.
and I will find it.
Good on Housemarque for making like a really good title. Oh wow, this month. Wow, that's surprising.
Housemarque is bringing campaign co-op and a mysterious new survival mode to Returnal Ascension, a free
Co-op.
update hitting this March.
That's very neat. That's really cool.
It's almost time to sign off, but before we do, let's get a first look at 2 brand new games coming from Square Enix.
Really. That's interesting artwork.
Is this really what you want?
And you are certain that what we are doing is best for the people of the kingdom?
Yes. I suppose it would, in a sense. True.
I gotta say, I just love that Square Enix, Japan,
It made me wonder,
is making
am I still that same person?
like all sorts of like JRPGs and of all forms these days.
Myths gives way to an era of great turmoil. The continent was ravaged by the devastating war between the Empire and the Alliance.
That's not familiar to me.
However, one nation remained
Is this a new IP?
unaffected by the chaos. The kingdom of Alatane.
That doesn't ring a
War
bell.
of the August looked destined to have its soil stained with the blood of battle.
We've finally been called up.
We're up against the Empire's main army.
We are to eradicate every last Imperial who comes ashore. Keep focused.
Come on, everyone!
Okay.
And now you will die.
Do you
Is it
really
like
have
a
such a yearning for war?
real-time
I can't comprehend it.
tactical game? It looked real-time.
So then, what shall we do now?
We're going to retake it.
There's the tilt ship effect. Like, that's really
This is
cool.
our chance while they're all assembled. We should
Makes
send
things
our
look like
best and
miniatures.
crush them.
That's right. All the more reason to avoid bloodshed.
Okay.
It also likely means that we're in danger.
These
suppose it is the only
these
way for us to
CG,
survive.
this CG is kind of early. Well, early in quotes. The Dio Field Chronicle. Okay. Admittedly, not quite sold as I am other tactical games, but it's interesting. I'm really happy for tactical turn-based fans. If it is turn-based. Interesting kind of edge outlining there.
If the will to fight still lingers within you,
Is this?
then accept
No.
my offer and join me.
Is this a new Valkyrie profile? No. Oh my god. I want to play this game. Like right after like Tales of Arise last year, I'm just like, I'm ready for like another action RPG.
My words. Ragnarok tears our world asunder.
Oh, this is Valkyrie profile.
Precious, lies on the brink.
This
of
has to be.
annihilation. Become my tool of intervention and save this world.
There's no party member, so this is probably a new entry. Woo. This looks great. Early, but it looks great. Oh my God. I gotta tell the story. Oh my God. I did this year.
Your efforts to remain undetected are lacking. Reveal yourself. Who are you?
Okay.
That's all for today. We'll see you soon with another State of Play.
Overall, this State of Play has been mixed for me, like in terms of like what I expected and didn't, I suppose. I do love a lot of the new announcements, right? Those are, I think, really, really cool. I guess I should have expected Ghostwire Tokyo to show up since it's coming out pretty soon. Stranger of Paradise as well. The fact that there's a demo, that's really cool. I'm probably going to download that as soon as we're done here. Yeah, I was going to tell you the story of Valkyrie Profile. So about a week or so ago, I saw Spooky from Team Spooky. Excellent fighting game dude. Hosts a lot of stuff and streams a lot of fighting games too in tournaments. He was playing Valkyrie Profile, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, you know, I wish I still had that game. That's a game that I have regretted selling ever since I did so many years ago, like 2 decades ago. Like I see it like at like $200, $300 and some such. And seeing somebody play it, you know, kind of reminded me of the time that I played Indivisible and how that reminded me of Valkyrie Profile and wishing like there was like some sort of follow-up to it. And a lot of people told me like, oh, you can get the PSP version and stuff. And I'm like, I don't have a PSP charger anymore. Like I have a PSP, but I don't have the charging cable for it. I don't know if the battery is still good. You know, all sorts of kind of hurdles for that. And this is one of those situations where I wished Square Enix would just republish the PS1 game, you know, to modern platforms. But I'll take a brand new Valkyrie game, not a Valkyrie game, that's a different series from a different company. And I think that's going to be really exciting. I think that it's still early on in terms of like graphics, but if it turns out to look like that, I am completely okay with that, to be perfectly honest. Because I know that Square Enix can't just keep making AAA games and they're just going to keep losing money in the process. There's a level where you can make like low budget games, like really low budget games, like something like Voice of Cards. And then there's room right above that for like a mid-tier, B-tier game or some such. You know, like there was a time when we had that back in the PS2 era. And of course, a lot of that kind of disappeared during the PS3 days. And, you know, a lot of people kind of went this extreme route. So I'm really happy that Square Enix kind of realized that they could still make these mid-tier kind of quality JRPGs and people will still support them for it. They are in a really good position to kind of own the JRPG space because of their experimentations, right? And it all was born from the success of Bravely Default, of course. We can credit it to that. I don't know how other companies that are of their tier, like Bandai Namco or even like Sega or Atlas, are gonna, you know, how they're gonna respond to something like this. Because if you really think about it, 2022, we're gonna be getting at least 4 or 5 new RPGs from Square Enix, and that is a lot. Triangle Strategy is already out. Stranger Paradise is gonna be like a great action RPG for people who want to do co-op and relive their fantasies of Final Fantasy 1 in a very different way. And my goodness, like Forspoken, there's, you know, of course the patches for Final Fantasy 14. There is Deotech Chronicles. There's Valkyrie Elysium. I mean, this is really nuts. And we haven't even gotten to E3 or TGS to see like if there's any other surprises in store. Maybe there's going to be another Voice of Cards because you know, something that I mentioned in that review, that there is a game that I feel is supposed to bridge Forsaken Maiden and Isle of Dragon Roars because of the numbers on top of the character cards. Like, at this point, it's anyone's ball game whether Square Enix still has a lot in store, but I feel like they do, and they've been building up towards this for quite a while. I think my biggest question with Valkyrie Elysium is if it's being made by Tri-Ace. Now, I could easily look at a press release to confirm that, but we're not going to do that because obviously I'm reacting to this state of play. I like that Returnal showed up because I know a lot of people really do like that game, and I am really happy for them. But again, like, if they were framing this as like a Japanese thing, Returnal's inclusion is kind of, you know, surprising, I guess. Exoprimal is kind of a surprise too. Very much evocative of Anthem. That really surprised me a lot, and I still don't know how I feel about that given our experiences with Anthem. Like, me particularly, I was hoping that game would last forever, but I think I'm more open to the idea of Capcom kind of riffing off of the idea, so to speak. Trek to Yomi also looked really interesting. I kind of like these side-scrolling games that kind of try to push the boundaries of what a side-scrolling game is. I haven't really played a lot of side-scrolling games that have a lot of really good like action combat, like, you know, on that level, but I do find that Trek to Yomi's aesthetic is very interesting. Ghostwire Tokyo, on the other hand, I love that it's a first-person kind of horror thing, so you know there's going to be a lot of jump scares, and I do find that, you know, the aesthetic that they're going for is very good in such a way that it's distinguishing them from their competition, and I really do appreciate that. I remember seeing Ikumi Nakamura kind of be a part of this game, and so I did hear that she had started her own studio along with other peers, so I have really high hopes for what they're going to do next. And so that's all of the thoughts that I had with most of the announcements in today's State of Play. Now, I know that you guys have many opinions on what was announced today, so I want to read all these opinions on the comments below. So post it right now. Let me know what you think is the game that really attracted you and really got you hyped for what's coming out. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a like, post a comment, another one if you want to, and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, because this is exactly why I do what I do. Is I love celebrating games, and what better way to celebrate games than to talk about new releases and react to them. So until next time, guys, I hope you guys look forward to my next videos. They're gonna be really, really cool. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.